925.
One thing's worse than the heat in Culford Cauldron. The smell, like rotten eggs. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to burn to death. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too.
¿Por qué llegan hasta acá?
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into my hands.
No creo que este sea el lugar indicado.
After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. In time, we charted the wild unknown, but we kept the name. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
Creo que es este el lugar.
After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. Hard to forget Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
2000. Ya hice. Si pudiera ver la puntuación. Este ya lo hice. Es decir, recuerdo ya haberlo hecho. No, aquí morí. 58.000. No, sí. Regresar a Bastion. Esto fue el último que hice, ¿no?
Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bowl, Pith orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one.
A ver si puedo mejorar el 21.000.
Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bowl. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. Seems Pith ain't much of a watchdog. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bowl stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. That Pith lights up like a rodeo. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith put a scare in him. Gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Gods ain't gonna catch you if you fall. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found himself a precious shrine.
81.000. Se mejoró.
Well, the river ain't coming back just by talking about it. Riverbank swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. Try to knock her out. Well, weeping Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. She picked a good spot for a break, because the core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. Peckers. Kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. Finds weeping Nellie preparing to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough.
8. 32.000.
She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Traffic things think they're king of the roost here. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in bigger country. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoots him off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times kid nearly fell off the barge back there? A good couple of times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part.
Un trato difícil. Se consiguió.
Hard to forget Prosper Bluff, ain't it? Used to take an enterprising man, or a plain old fool, to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? That's the one. Timeless.
Voy a morir porque ya no jugué la vivida.
point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes, they'll be here before too long. Cinder brick style sure goes down smooth, then stays in your gut like a rock. In time, we charted the wild unknown, but we kept the name. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two. Savage things lurking at every turn. Pin cushions ain't the worst of it either. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a Bastion of their own. Welcoming committed scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the calamity. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. Slinger Johnson's old outpost is all that's left of him. Shipments made it out this far. Kid's seen the last of them. Don't ever turn your back on a pin cushion. Johnson's boys left all kinds of stuff out here. Kids roused up half the wilds by now. Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. The calamity must have scrambled their eggs. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Rotha's Lagoon. That ain't the sort of place you'd want to go by choice.
No, dormir.
Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. These beasts, they don't like company. Only the city's brushers knew their way around the lagoon. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. That's ankle gator country for you. The lagoon's got plenty of other dangers, of course. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? A stinkweed. Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. Can't fight Queen Anne with the proper tools. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit. Most of those peckers are smart enough to stay out of Queen Anne's way. Those pincushions been living off the ankle gator scraps. Queenie leaves the kid in some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. Still no sign of the shard. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kids gotta make a run for it. Those leaping lunkheads don't like Queen Anne any better than a kid. Scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding. Seems even stinkweeds know to stay away from the queen. Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. clean hand. That was for the brushers. Kid's done what needed to be done. After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
In the wilds. Pero salvajes con eso una gran parte del continente.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know.
Colina de la Prosperidad.
Wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never will go. Welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him. Is that a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. Say to a kid who's seen too much. I'm Zolf, a Ligura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Beggars, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gaiters. Now the Bastion can send him even farther, into the wild. Kid sets foot inside one of Caelondia's famous watering holes. The security's just meant to straighten him out. Succeeds where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronde the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull, the gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone.
$37,000. Not bad. Not bad.
Near lost my train of thought just thinking about that place. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels.
Ugh.
Hard to get a sure footing in the bog. Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing. Like a scumbag sprung a leak. Kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
Es el que acabo de hacer, ¿no?
After Zolf's little episode,
Sí.
Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Bull brandy is thicker than paint. Makes your skin feel as tough as knife bark.
No. ¿Dónde estás?
Few places steeped in history and sweat so much as this. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, It was gonna happen right here. The Army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam! Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. Grand rails all grown over with things with calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. So much as one of those things slip by. Lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers, coughing fungus everywhere. The place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the grand rails see much more fighting in bygone times. The Ura-Ceylondian War, 50 years ago, doomed to happen again. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? Choking on swamp weed. A pecker's trying to prick you in the eye. Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun.
¿Puedo seguir,
Turns out he's
cámara?
got company up at the rail station waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first he thinks it's Zolf. Turns out he's wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham! When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. They had thankless jobs, the most important kind. The marshals kept the city's peace. They can rest easy now.
Derrotó a 20 enemigos con un ataque continuo sin sufrir daño.
Looks like a little science project is all set. On the inside, a fire bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin. One thing's worse than the heat in Colford Cauldron. The smell, like rotten eggs. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
Estúpidas nubes.
Best to keep out of the cauldron.
Ahora ya me estás diciendo que no puedes caminar.
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands.
No ayudó.
And that's everything. Mother knows he's paid his dues in that forge. One thing's worse than the heat in Colford Cauldron. The smell, like rotten eggs. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Playing with the cauldron's fires became an addiction. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The cauldron cooked them through. If you're feeling low, count on the buttery flavor of our own Bastion bourbon.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. 6:30.
One thing's worse than the heat in Culford Cauldron. The smell, like rotten eggs. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Can't fault our people for their natural curiosity down, can you? Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt. Taste the air so hot it sticks to your lungs. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. those things, but you can't eat them. Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway. The place is inhospitable as they come. Still, we pressed on. After all, when we looked down inside Culford Cauldron, look down through all the smoke and flames. We saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Johnson Bog. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron. Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Arms open on him like a pimple on a school day. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more. Best to keep out of the cauldron. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. The kid don't shed any tears for him. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it.
6:40.
The beasts of the wild came down from the mountains. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the Calamity forgot. Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find. Good thing for those beasts the Calamity saved leftovers. The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own, but they ain't yet prepared for any company. They even dragged their children into this. Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. Besides, we have to take back what's ours. What the city left behind, those beasts took for themselves. Takes a lot of convincing, and our mortars have to do the talking. Look at it this way, it's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours. Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have.
Chart.
We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square. That's the way. He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Bueno, último nivel. Faltaron estos 3. No.
No telling where the kid is now. But he'll be all right. Just needs to get that shard from Zolf and come on home. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there.
Pero porque Sol
The
regresó.
place was his home.
Ese lugar es la
All
ciudad.
his old friends and family
Tantos
were there.
amigos y familiares.
Taken by the calamity.
Destruidos por el
Zolf
gran
must be
desastre.
there all alone, just waiting.
Esperando solo.
You know what's funny? Zolf's waiting. We're waiting. All of us are waiting for a kid. Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? There's another reason I've been telling you all this. There's something I want you to understand. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. Zealandia will be whole again. Everyone will be all right. Everything will be back to normal. Problem is, we'll all be gone. We're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop.
Stop. Se detendrá.
Things will go back to the way they used to be. living record of the times before the calamity. The way things were before this story. Good times, right? You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. Imagine if you could have another go at him. No mistakes. Anyone you've ever heard? Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say.
Pass this up.
Who am I kidding? Look. There's something else. A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is... I don't know. You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity, it's on our shoulders. We can't Just let it go. Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking. If ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we'd still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off away from here. Heavy, ain't it?
Yep.
Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together. You know, Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you? Zolf and the Ura, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Zealandia.
Let me go.
He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid. For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter.
Let me go.
It ain't a simple matter of pride either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
Camina muy lento. 119,000.
I can see it now. The kid in one corner, and Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. Although, after talking it over like this, guess I'm beginning to have my doubts.
Making way coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here. Eyes open wide, feel your heart.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now.
I'm welcome home.
He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days? Hey, kid. Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I said get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Good to see you. You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you. Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore. Zolf only brought more ruin to the Ura. No wonder they didn't take kindly to him. You've got one thing left to do, so you hang on to that badge. Besides, you earned it. Don't let anything you've done get to you. You can save all those creatures here and now.
You made it. So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world. Zolf tried to talk me into joining him. I tried to talk him out of it. I guess we both failed. When I finally found my people, I told them we could help. They just took me for a traitor. Glad you showed up. Any moment I'd want to live again happened after the calamity, not before.
Here I figured you'd had enough of me by now. You could have undone the calamity itself, but instead you want to stay in a world like this. I gotta admit, kid, I ain't yet put much thought in that idea of carrying on with you here. Can't go back no more, but I suppose we could go wherever we please.
To the other worlds.
And if anyone's left out there, I sure would like to see the look on their faces when we dock this thing right on their doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?
I set myself fly, the wind will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it running for me. Brother, I'm here too long. Eyes open wide, I feel your heart is glowing.
One day that world is gonna fall.
Sweet home. I take your hand, now you'll never be alone.
One day your bird is gonna fly.
Sweet home. I see your star, you left it running for me. Brother, I'm here too long.
Secret. No. Marcadores. 1.637.000. 38.000. Ah, no, eso es todo.